Morning, folks. So, yeah, I've just come from down that way, trying a different route this morning. I've got to walk this morning because got no money. I don't know if I'm going to have any money tomorrow either, you know, because like I was due to get my wages tomorrow, but my thing's still in the red by £100 and odd, but I mean, hopefully might have about 30 quid maybe. But anyway, so the thing is, I thought, well, I've got to walk, and again I'm on a 10 till 2 shift, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning now or something, and I thought I'm just going to take my time. I'm just going to have a slow walk, and I'm going to go a different route I've never been before, so I allow myself enough time to get to work on time, but at the same time not have to rush, and also just go a completely different route. So I get fed up of walking down that number 2 bus route. Like I said, I find it really depressing. Anyway, the thing is, I just come through that housing estate. There's a housing estate right down at the bottom where those lights are in the road down there. I don't know if you can see them or how well you can see them, but anyway, I've never been down there before. I've never come through that way before, and that was from Brixton Road. And I just started walking through this estate and didn't have a clue. Do you know what I mean? It's like I said before, how you can live somewhere for years and years and years, never walk down a particular road. I wish I'd vlogged it now. I couldn't make my mind up. I thought, shall I vlog this? Shall I not vlog this? Because I've never been there before. It's all quite new in the sense of, like, for me, you know, to see it. It felt quite different. Didn't feel like I was in Brixton anymore. It was an interesting experience, to be quite honest. So I thought, oh, shall I vlog this or not? And I kind of thought, like, well, is it not going to be that sort of boring for people, just vlogging a flipping housing estate as I'm walking through it? Oh, flipping it. That's the problem with the light at the moment, you see. I can't maneuver because it's not evenly sort of, what's the name, is it? Do you know what I mean? So if I put the camera at this side of me, it's just that my arm starts to wake after a little bit. Now I've got it on the selfie sticker at the moment, so, you know, obviously because of my tripod thing's broke anyway, so. But yeah, so I thought, well, I'll just walk routes that I've never been down before. I mean, I've never been down this route before, this particular bit. I know where I am. Lillian Bayliss lived there, apparently. Don't know who Lillian Bayliss is. These houses. This is still sort of Brixton, by the way. Flipping heck, look at that. How cool is that? Wow. But yeah, this is Brixton. As far as I can tell. Well, it might be Brixton / Stockwell. I'm not 100%. I mean, unless you look on a map or something, or you actually, or you're a postman or something, or whatever, I guess. Then, you know, unless you actually suss out exactly where the actual borders are. Do you know what I mean? So where's Stockwell start? Where's Brixton start? Whatever. But I mean, I'm not a million miles from Brixton, you know what I mean? It's like, it's literally there, behind me, essentially. But, well, I said, I don't know. Stockwell's not that far either, so, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to say Brixton / Stockwell. Because that's as near as I can get to where I think I am, essentially. You know, if you want to get like absolutely technical and get absolutely spot on exactly where I am, do you know what I mean? But still, nonetheless, some of those houses, that one we just saw then, that was really cool, wasn't it? It's like, flipping heck, that was a house. Oh, I know where I'm coming up to now. Right, so this, in front of me, this major road here, do you know, I can't remember the name of it, but it takes you to, oh, flipping it. Brain's not working. Take you to the Oval, essentially. So whatever road this is, I don't know if it's not Kennington. No. What the heck? Hang on. Oh, the flipping heck. Trying to remember what it's... Oh, it might be Clapham Road. Clapham High... Is it? No. Because I know Clapham High Road is down there, essentially. This is Stockwell. So yeah, maybe actually, strictly speaking, I was in Stockwell, because Stockwell is essentially here. This is where this Stockwell tube station is. It's where the number 2 bus route down that way. So, oh, look at the moon. Look at the moon, by the way. Wow, that's really cool. But yeah. So yeah, maybe strictly speaking then, where that posh house was just then was, strictly speaking, Stockwell. Oh, and Stockwell Park Road we were just on. This is the road we're on anyway. Stockwell Park Road, you see? But what's this big road in front of us? I walked down it a million times. I've just never paid any attention as to what it's called. Because like I said, if you carry on straight down that way, past Stockwell Tube Station, the road turns into Clapham High Street, or Clapham High Road, whatever, one of the two. Right, let's go across. You got Stockwell bus station down that way. See, I'm trying to work out whether I want to go that way or because obviously, like I say, I'm trying to do a completely different route to what I normally do, and also sort of do more of a scenic route rather than keep doing like major roads and stuff and whatever, because I don't know, I prefer the quiet back streets, because it just seems, especially in the early morning, do you know what I mean? It seems it's much nicer, I think. Do you know what I mean? You get away from all this traffic noise and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to think which is my best choices. Without making it too difficult, I say, well, let's go through here. I've never been through here before. It's funny as well, because like I said, that's what I did this morning, coming off Brixton Road, and I went through this little housing estate. I'd never walked through it before. Passed it on the outside on the main road, obviously a million times, but I never actually walked through it. So I thought, okay, let's do it. Right, I have no idea where the heck this is going to take me. It's difficult to see landmarks. Oh, it's cold this morning. My hand's hurting me. Partly because it's cold, and partly because this is making my hand ache. Right, so I'm just trying to work out. I'm trying to keep my bearings. Use whatever landmarks I can spot. I can't see any that I'm familiar with at the moment. So, right, because essentially we want to sort of, I don't know, am I going to, oh, look at that as well, by the way. Look at the flipping moon. Wow, that looks really cool, and that aeroplane sort of flying in the distance towards it. Wow, that looks really cool, man. Hang on, wait. You see, I've got it that way and I can't see what you guys can see. So I can't see it on the screen. It's all just a white sky from what I can see. But I'm sure once I get it up onto the onto my computer, I'm sure I'll be able to see it then. Yeah, this is an interesting experience, walking through housing estates that I am not familiar with early morning, you know. It's an interesting experience, it is. Some of it reminds me of housing estates I lived in Manchester back in my time. I mean, flipping heck, you know, there were some places, I mean, that little bit for instance, with those walkways, you know, where they connect to the other buildings, that reminds me of Hume a little bit. It kind of looks a little bit similar to a place I lived in, Hume. I think I've shown you, I've done a video box using pictures, and then me doing a voiceover on the pictures. So I did a video of when I lived of where I lived back in Manchester. It's one of the places anyway. Like I say, we constantly moved around anyway. We lived in many different places. Oh, hang on, can I get through here? Ah, you see, now I'm taking myself on blind alleys and stuff, and I have no idea. Look at these there. Look at these two little flipping houses that just sat here like that. Interesting. It's like I said, with London, the architecture. Oh, flipping heck, that was dark. No, you can't get through that. Ah, I should have known, shouldn't I? I had a feeling it was, because it had that sense. There was a sense of like, this feels like a dead end. I don't know about this bit though. I mean, if that's a dead end there, then surely that's going to be a dead end as well. Is it? I'm going to get myself lost, aren't I? Hang on. I think we can get through this bit. But we want to head in that general direction, because that's Vauxhall over there. So we kind of just want to keep it heading in that direction. Yeah, all the different types of architecture within a small space of each other. It's always something I found really fascinating with London. Because like I say, back in Manchester, I mean, I think you're getting that more and more these days, but not as much. Hang on, wait, actually. Ah, nope, can't get through here either. Oh, flipping heck. You see? Getting myself lost now. Great. Okay. Yeah, but back in Manchester, like I said, you would just have one type of housing, do you know what I mean? Very rarely would you get sort of like a housing estate like this, say, on this side here, if you can see it at the side of me, and then right across the road from here, you got these like Georgian old style houses, like, you know, and you just wouldn't get that in Manchester, you know. It'd either just be a housing estate, a council housing estate, and that's it, do you know what I mean, or it'd be like a posh housing estate, or, you know, say posh housing estate, or, you know, posh private housing, sort of, what's that, you wouldn't get the two so intermingled and intermixed with each other like that. And like I say, even now, still that fascinates me. Even to this day, I still find that really interesting and mind-boggling. Because where I come from, like I said, because we don't have that where I come from. I've got to double back on myself now, haven't I? This maybe wasn't such a good idea, because as much time as I've left myself to, I suppose I need to go. Actually, let's go this way first. This should bring me back out onto. Well, it should do. I'm not 100% though. Oh dear. Yeah, my cold's still with me. But it's kind of, I guess, by now, years later, I'm kind of used to the processes of my cold, and basically it's got to that stage where it starts to get really mucusy and thick and, sorry, yeah, gross, I know, sorry, didn't want to gross you out, but yeah, so it's kind of getting better, but it's also quite whatever. So right, oh, turning into a continuous vlog again, right, I tell you what, just for the time being, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you guys momentarily. Bye for now. Okay folks, so that's where I'd normally walk down. That's where the number 2 bus route is, and that's Stockwell Tube Station just up there. So Brixton is just down there. This is Stockwell Bus Garage. I'm kind of thinking going this way, but it kind of takes me a little bit out of my way. But like I said, I did have about 3.5 hours. I don't know what it is now, but I guess, because like I say, I just want to go a different route. I'm fed up of going all the main routes, and I'm fed up particularly with the number 2 bus route, to be quite honest with you. There's Stockwell Bus Garage. There's a documentary on YouTube about that. about that bus station. If you want to go and check it out, I think it's called the Day in the Life of or something, or something like that. Day in the Life of Stockwell Tube Station or bus station, or oh, not tube station, sorry, bus station. I mean, something like that. Anyway, but it really is interesting. They follow the bus drivers around for however long they filmed it for, and the trials and tribulations and stuff of, you know, what they go through or whatever. It's really interesting actually. Yeah, it's online, it's on, like I say, it's on YouTube, so you know, you can easily go and watch it, no problem. But yeah, that's the bus station, and that's where I mean, obviously there's not just one bus station for the whole of London, obviously, you know what I mean. It's just one of many, but yeah, that's where a lot of your buses will come from in the morning, especially in this sort of Lambeth area or whatever, I guess. But I'm pretty sure there's more than one bus station, bus garage even, within Lambeth, I'm sure. But anyway, so yeah, so if I keep going this way, basically, ultimately it'll take me to brain doesn't want to work. It will take me, do you know, wait a minute, do you know what, just because I've never been down here before, because I've been down that road behind me many times when I was going to my A.A. meeting, which is down that way, but which I don't go to anymore, but I've never been down this road, so and essentially it's paralleling, and it should be paralleling, again, I don't know what that road's out, the number 2 bus route, and that road, that bit of the road there, like I said, thing is, I've walked down it, obviously you've seen me walk down it, you've seen me vlog it, do you know what I mean, and I just never bothered to take notice of what that road's called, but we must be paralleling it. This has got to be paralleling that road, so at least it's a bit more scenic on this side to me, maybe a little bit more interesting because some of the buildings are a little bit more interesting to look at perhaps, you know, and so on. I mean, look at this thing here, look at that thing here, wow, interesting, wow, love that sort of porchway, what a cool porchway. Yeah, so yeah, oh, excuse me, sorry. Right, kind of run out of things to say right this minute. That looks kind of, do you know, it's like I said, you walk down a flipping road somewhere and then just one little corner and you think like, oh, that looks interesting, it looks so different from what I'm used to seeing. I don't know, should we carry on straight? This looks slightly more interesting to go this way. It does, it looks slightly more interesting. There's like one of these little garden square type things. You get them all over London, actually. You get them everywhere in London. I don't think there's many places I've not been where you get one of these sort of garden square type things, for want of a better description. I don't know how else best to describe it, but you'll see what I mean in a second. Sometimes they're square, this one's a circle actually, interestingly. And strictly speaking, isn't a little park. But do you know what I mean? You get these little, look at this, like the way these buildings curve round. You see, again, we're in Stockwell, I believe. But look how different it looks. Just this little bit. Just this little bit looks so different. See, you got Vauxhall just there. Where them buildings are, at the top of that building peeping out, that's Vauxhall. So again, is this actually Vauxhall Stockwell still? I mean, literally where those buildings are peeping over, that's Vauxhall. But then you look at these houses, man, and it's like I said, it just never ceases to amaze me. Actually, we should go that way really, because that's where that building is, the new one they've just finished building. because if we take ourselves off on the other routes, we're just kind of essentially doubling back on ourselves. But I just wanted to see this. I was going to say square, but it's actually a circle, isn't it? So you can't, strictly speaking, call it a square, can you? But I just wanted to have a look because I thought, wow, that looks interesting. But essentially we need to head in this direction. This is actually quite cool, actually. I'm quite enjoying doing this sort of vlogging, early morning, walking through the streets. It's quite nice, actually. I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah. I wonder if we'll come up the back of Vauxhall Farm. Ooh, I'm not sure actually. It's kind of looking like it might, but I have no idea. Never walked down this street in my life. See, and that's the other thing. Now, when I was walking through those housing estates earlier on, and the one that I didn't film, it's like had a whole different feel. Yeah, walking down here, I feel a little bit more chilled, I suppose, maybe. I just find it interesting and fascinating how different environments can make you feel, you know. Right, hang on. I'm trying to work out where the heck I am now. Right, okay. Basically we want to get over in that direction, but I'm not sure. Do we go down that one? Probably go down this one, actually. I guess there's either way, really. That looks really interesting down there, but I don't want to go traipsing too far, like I said. Because, one, I don't want to get too tired, for a start off. And secondly, you know, I don't want to get too lost or convoluted, because even though I've allowed myself enough time, definitely left myself enough time, I don't want to end up being late either. Yeah. Right, okay, again, just for the time being, I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you guys momentarily. Bye for now.